Hello viewers, you're welcome to my channel. Alright, so I'm your tutor Patrick Divine, and in the previous video we did factor theorem and the remainder theorem. So now this is an exam question that comes, okay? It is an exam question that comes, and this is how you can solve it. So I want us to solve it together. Alright, so it's about factor theorem as well as remainder theorem, a combination question about factor and remainder theorem. So I want us to do it together. Before we start, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more. Okay, so make sure you watch this full video, as I am going to explain everything about this. Okay, so this is how the question is. So it is saying that given that x minus 1 is a factor of the polynomial, this polynomial, okay? So when we said that it is a factor in the previous video, so when it is a factor, it means that it will divide in this, and the remainder it will give you is what? Is 0. If it is a factor, the remainder it will be what? It will be 0. So that is point number 1 you need to note. Okay, so if it is a factor, the remainder is what? Is 0 if it is a factor. Okay, so that is what you should know about point number 1. So when you divide this by that, it's supposed to give you what? 0 as the what? The remainder. Okay, so now here they are saying that when p, so this is point number 2, when px, okay, so px, it is just the polynomial. Px is this px, so this is px. Okay, so they are saying that when px is divided again by what? By x minus 2. Okay, when it is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is negative what? Negative 6. So this is the remainder when it is divided by that. Okay, the remainder is what? Is 6. Now they're asking you to find the values of a and b in the question. So the values, there is here, this is the polynomial. So they're asking you to find the values of what? A and what? And b. Okay, so how are you going to find the values of a and b? So lastly, the other question is saying that factorize px completely. So mean that factorize this polynomial completely. Alright, that is how it is here. Okay, so we need to find the values of a and b. So how are we going to find the values of a and b? Okay, so we said that when you divide the polynomial by this, it is going to give you what? 0 as the remainder. So that is the number 1 thing you're supposed to do. So we need to find the value of what? The value of c. And the value of c, what we do is say x minus 1 is equal to what? You equate it to 0. Then you find the value. So which is x is equal to what? Positive 1. Okay, positive 1. And the polynomial is what? So the polynomial is, so we copy the polynomial, p of x is equal to what? You copy the polynomial. So this is 2x to the power 3 plus a x power 2 minus 2x plus b, like that. Okay, so now what we're trying to find is p of what? P of 1. So when we put this, it's supposed to give us what? It's supposed to give us 0. Okay, because they have said it is a factor. So a factor, we said that it is a number when you divide into something, it will give you, it will give you the answer, but also there will be no remainder. The remainder will be what? Will be 0. That is what a factor is. So a factor, we said that if we have let's say if we have 5. So the factors of 5, there is what? There is 1 and 5. 1, so when we divide 1 into this, it will give you the number which is equal to 5. But the remainder will be what? It will be 0. Okay? So when it is a factor, mean that it can go into the number without leaving a remainder. So when you say 5 into 5, it is 1, remainder what is 0. So it's supposed to give us 0 as a remainder. So we get the 1, we put here. So P of what? Of 1. It means that we need to put 1 in here to the power 3 plus A, then 1 there to the power 2 minus 2, 1, okay, plus what? Plus B. We are trying to find the values of A and B. Okay, so we say is equal to 2. So this 1 to the power 3 is just 1. So when we say 1 multiplied by 2 is just 1 and the same. So we say plus. So this 1 squared is just 1. 1 times A, that's going to be A. Then it will be 2 minus 2 times negative 2 times 1, that's going to be negative 2 plus B. Okay, negative 2 plus B. So it is going to be 2 minus 2, it is 0. Okay, because here it will be 2 minus 2, these are the like terms, then we say plus what? A plus what? Plus B. Then we say 2 minus 2, it is what? It is 0. So what we are going to remain with is what? A plus what? Plus B. And we know that when you divide this into the whole thing, since it is a factor, it's supposed to give you what? 0. Okay? It is supposed to give you what? 0. So this, it is going to be what? 0 as the remainder. Okay? So the remainder is what? The remainder is 0. So we are saying that the remainder is what? Is 0. Okay? So this is our first equation. Okay? So our first equation, that is it. Okay. So here again, back to the question. Okay, so back to the question. So we said that the question is saying that when Px, okay, when the polynomial, this is, we are just solved from here, okay, just from here. So when Px is divided by x minus 2, okay, when the polynomial is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is negative 6, okay. So the remainder is what? Is negative 6. So let me just create some space, okay. So we will know the equation that we had found, okay. So the first equation, we know that the first equation we have, this is just A plus B equal to 0. It is just one and the same, right? That is our first equation. I'm just trying to create some space, okay. So here we have what? We have x minus 2, okay. So what we're trying to find is the value of c. So we'll say 0, okay. Then x is equal to what? This, when it comes inside, it's positive 2, okay. Then p of x is equal to, we copy the polynomial, okay. So the polynomial, this is the polynomial here. So that's 2 x to the power 3 plus a x to the power 2 minus 2x plus b, okay, 2x plus b. All right, so now we are going to find p of what? P of 2. So we are going to find what? P of what? of 2 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 here. Since we have found 2 to the power 3, then to be plus a, right? 2 to the power 2 minus 2, open bracket, then we'll put 2, then plus what? Plus b, like that. I hope you are able to see. So now we know that the question is saying that when p of x, this polynomial, okay, is divided by this, the remainder it will give us, it is what? Negative 6. So this is where the remainder will be, okay? So meaning that we are going to replace this by negative 6. So we are going to replace it by what? Negative 6 is equal to, okay, so we are going to say 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3, it is what? 27, right? Then 27 times 2. What is 27 times 2? I mean 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3, it is just 8, right? Not 27. So 2 to the power 3, it is 8. Then 8 times 2, that's going to be what? 16. So you put the 16 here, plus. So this is 2 to the power 2 to the power 2, that is 4. Then 4 times a, that's going to be what? 4a. Okay? Then it's going to be negative. So 2 times 2, that's 4. Then plus what? Plus b. Okay? So here we are going to say 16. We are going to collect the like terms here. So we are going to say negative 6 is equal to 16 minus 4 plus 4a plus what? Plus b. So 16 minus 4, it is going to be 12. Okay? Then the 12, when it comes this side, it is going to be negative 12. So 6 minus what? Minus 12 is equal to, so here we are going to have 4a plus b. So what is here? So here we are going to say negative 12 plus negative 12 minus this one is going to give us what? It is going to give us negative, is it 18? If I don't mistaken, it's 18. Then is equals to 4a plus what? Plus b, like that. Okay, so this is our second equation. Since we have the variables a and a in here, so you can find the values of a and b like that. Okay, so what do you do? Since you have two equations, okay, so you have two equations, and what you're supposed to do is to solve them simultaneously, these two equations. So we have this, which is, there is 4a, okay, plus b, then is equal to what? Negative 18, okay? So negative 18, that is our second equation. So we can solve them simultaneously. So these are the two equations, okay? So if we solve these simultaneously, so we can say, we make a the subject, so we make a is equal to negative b when we get this, and make a the subject of the formula. So it is negative b. So you go to the second equation where there is a, put negative b. So we're going to say 4, here there is a, so we're going to put negative b multiplied by negative b. Okay, so a negative b plus b is equal to what? Negative 18, like that. Then we say 4 times negative b, it's going to be negative 4b. Negative 4b plus b equal to negative 18. Then this is going to give you negative 3b, okay, equal to negative 18. Then when you divide both sides by negative 3, you're going to have b as, b is going to be negative into negative, it's positive, okay? So then 3 into negative 18, what is 3 into 18? Okay, what is 3 into 18? So 3 into 18, you'll find that is what? It is actually 6, if I have not mistaken. So 2 into 18 is negative what? Or is positive 6. So you're going to put, so B is what? 6. So now that you have found the value of what? The value of B. What is the value of A? So the value of A, I'm just going to get the first equation that you had found. This is the first equation. You say A is equal to negative what? Negative B. So now what is A? Since B is negative what? Negative 6. That is what we have found. Or it is 6. So we are going to say negative. Then what is B? B is what? It is 6. So mean that A is what? Is negative 6. Okay. So the values of A. So A is equal to negative 6. And B is equal to what? To 6. Like that. So these are the values of A and B. Okay. So A is negative 6, B is positive 6. Okay. So that is how you find the values. So now it is actually telling us that we need to find the value. We need to factorize the polynomial completely. Factorize A is factorize the polynomial completely. Okay. So this polynomial, so this is 2x to the power 3 plus A. You know that A is what? Is negative 6. Okay, it is negative 6. So we are going to remove the negative since it is positive times negative. Okay, let me just copy it. Okay, so it is plus A x to the power 2 minus 2x minus 2x plus B. Okay, so you know that A is equal to negative 6 and B is equal to 6, like that. Okay, B is equal to 6. So we are just going to put them in here. So we are going to say 2x to the power 3. So this is positive, then this is negative. A is negative 6. So positive times negative, it is negative. So negative what? 6x to the power 2 minus 2 what? 2x plus, so this is B. B is what? 6. So you just put 6 like that. Remove B, you put 6. So you already know that. So what you need to do is to factorize this. To factorize, it means that you need to find the factors of this polynomial. The factors are the numbers that when you divide in this, they should give you what? 0. That is what a factor means. A factor is a number that when you divide in this, it's supposed to give you 0. Or when you multiply and add, they are going to give you what you want. Okay? So here we already know that the factor here, we said that the question was saying that, so we were given the factor as what? X minus 1. So when you divide this factor in this, it's supposed to give you what? 0. That is what we said. Okay? So we are going to divide the factor into this. Okay? Okay, so if we use synthetic, that is the shortest, okay, and the fastest. So synthetic, you know that the value of C here is, when we say x minus 1 is equal to 0, we are going to have x is equal to positive 1, right? Positive 1. So we're going to say positive 1, then here we're going to add. Here the coefficient is 2, negative 6, negative 2, then positive what? Positive 6. Okay, we bring down the 2, that is 2, then 1 times 2, that's going to give you 2, then negative 6 plus 2, that's going to give you negative 4, 1 times negative 4, it's going to give you negative 4. Negative 4 times, or negative 4 plus negative 4, that is going to give you negative what? 6. Okay, then 1 times negative 6, it's going to give you negative 6. Then 6 plus negative 6, it's going to give you what? 0. Okay, so we have confirmed that it is a factor because the remainder is what? Is 0. Okay, so what is the answer? So the answer that is given us, it is this. So which is going to be what? The answer is 2x. This is power 3. It is going to change to power 2. It reduces the power. This is going to change to power 1. So it's going to be this negative 4 power 1. So which is x. Then minus 6. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. This is the what? This is the answer that we have. So this is the answer that we have. Now we are supposed to what? To factorize this completely. So the answer that we just have one factor, x minus 1. So this is one factor. So this equation or this polynomial, it has what? It is to the power 3. So meaning that there are 2 more factors that we need to find. So when you see it's power 3, meaning that it has 3 factors. When it is power 2, it has 2 factors. You understand what I'm talking about. Let's go on and solve. So here we have found the question. Okay, so we have this. So we need to factorize this. So we can factorize this using factorization method or completing the square method. You can solve using any. So we can use completing the square because it is the simplest. Okay, so we say 2x squared minus 4x minus 6. So this is just equal to 0 because it's a factor, right? We are trying to find the factors, right? So here, completing the square, what we said that in the previous videos, we said that we divide both sides by 2, by 2, by 2. So we have x squared minus 2 into that, it is what? Negative 2. Then 2 into that is negative what? Negative 3, trying to reduce this, okay? So as we have reduced, so this is, this is x to x, right? So we are going to say, here we are going to copy these 2. So we're going to say x to the power 2 minus 2x, then we'll leave a space here, okay? Say equals 0, right? Or we will say this negative 2, negative 3, it will move to this other side. It's going to be positive 3, okay? It's going to be positive 3. Then here on the space, you add half of b. So this is b, okay? So this is b. So what is half of b? Half of b is 2. So half of 2 is what? Is 1. So you add 1, but square it. And whatever you're doing this side, do it the other side. 1 squared, okay? Then here you're going to get what is squared only. So here what is squared is what? Is x. And here it is what? It is 1. But b will give you the sign. So the sign is negative, okay? So it's negative. So you just get the negative and you put it under a square. So it means that this is a square of this, this is a square of this. So this is just one and the same thing when you write it like this. Then it is equal to, this is 3. 1 squared, it is just 1. So it is going to be plus 1, okay? So it's going to be x minus 1 squared is equal to, this is 4, okay? So we'll say to get rid of this, okay? To get rid of this, we're going to say introduce a square root on both sides. So we're going to cancel that, we cancel that, then we'll say x minus 1 is equal to positive or negative what is the square root of 4 is 2. Okay, the square root of 4 is what? Is 2. Then from here you can solve. You say x minus 1 is equal to positive 2, or x minus 1 is equal to negative 2. Because there is a positive and a negative, just separate them. Then you solve the value of x. So say x is equal to 2 plus 1 when 1 comes this side. So x is equal to, this is just 3. Okay, that's just 3. Then here we say x is equal to negative 2 plus 1. Then we say x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so x is equal to negative 1. So the other factors, we know that, so these are the other factors. So the factor here, this one, when we just bring it this side, it is just the same as x minus what? Minus 3. Okay, this is just x minus 3. And this, when we bring it this side, is just x plus 1, right? This is just x plus 1. So meaning, okay, so the factors of that polynomial, we have x minus 3, okay, we also have x plus 1, I've just copied this, and there was what we were given at first. We were given at first that it is what? It is a factor. This one is a factor of the polynomial, which is x minus 1. So we have what? X minus 1. Okay, so these are the factors of the polynomial. So when you're taught to factorize it completely, so this is what we are supposed to do. So we have factorized the polynomial completely. All right, so you can even prove if you want. So I'm done. So this is just the answer. Okay, but I'm just trying to clarify what I am trying to say. So this is x minus 1. Okay, then this is x minus 3. This is x plus 1. Okay, so if you want to go back to that polynomial, so when they are factors, these, when they are factors, they're supposed to give you what? They're supposed to give you 0. Okay, let me just try to come back to that polynomial. So we'll say 2, we'll say, let's just try to expand these 2. Okay, so we're going to say x times x, that's going to give us x squared. Then x times negative 3, it's going to give you negative 3x. Then negative 1 times x is going to give you negative x. Then negative times negative positive 1 times 3, that's going to give you what? 3, like that. Okay, so then to be x squared, this is just negative 4x plus 3, like that. Okay, but what you should not forget is that you are also multiplying this by what is here, which is x plus 1. Okay, like that. So here we are going to say x times x, x squared times x is going to give you x to the power 3. Then negative 4x times x, it's going to give you negative 4x squared. Then, I'm sorry, we're supposed to multiply this with everything inside. So we are going to say x to the power 3, that's going to be x power 2 multiplied by x, it's going to give you x power 3. Then x squared times 1, it's going to give you positive x, right? Squared, because this is squared, times 1 is going to give you x squared. Then we are done. You come to this one. This is negative 4x times x, it's going to give you negative 4x to the power 2, right? Because this is x times x squared, right? So Then we say negative 4x times 1. So it is going to be negative 4x, like that. Then we come to this one, 3 times x, that is going to be positive 3x. 3 times 2, it is going to be what? Positive 3, equal to 0, right? Then let's correct the like terms. So here we have these as the like terms, so we can add these, okay? Because they are squared and squared. So we are going to say x power 3, then this is just x to the power 2. So this is just x minus 4x. So it's going to be negative what? 3x squared, right? Then here we are going to have 4, this is 4x. This is negative 4x plus 3x. So negative 4x plus 3x, it's going to give you what? It's going to give you negative. This is 4x, 4 minus, it's just 4 plus 3. So this is negative 4 plus 3, it is going to give you what? Negative x, right? Then there's positive 3. So it's going to be positive 3 is equal to 0. So if you look at this polynomial and what we had found, this is the same polynomial we are just from dividing as the normal polynomial, okay? So that is what you are supposed to do. Thank you for watching. I've been your tutor, Patrick Divine. If you need tuitions, you can just check on the line from there, or you can call me or WhatsApp me on 0975 334778. Thank you for watching. I've been your tutor, Patrick Divine.